What's up everyone, welcome back to ARTV. My name is John and today you're in for a treat because I'm reviewing the third full-length album by the massively underrated Canadian punk rock band PUP, aka Pathetic Use of Potential. This record is titled Morbid Stuff. PUP have been pretty well received by critics since they landed with their debut self-titled snarky record in 2013. I became a fan in 2016 with The Dream Is Over, an excellent record that was so much fun, a blaze of glory to listen to. It was one of my favorite records of that year, and it focused around the fact that Stefan, their lead vocalist, had blown out his vocal cords, and the doctor told him the dream is over, you can't keep doing music. Yet here they are in 2019, continuing on with Morbid Stuff. Now this record I am actually going into cold. I hadn't heard any of the singles preceding it. I've been meaning to get to it. You'd think I'd be chomping at the bit if The Dream Is Over was one of my favorite records of 2016, but somehow they slipped off and I didn't get to them, and I decided I'm gonna go in with no expectations. I haven't heard any of the songs. What is this gonna do for me? Skipping out on hearing any teasers or singles could have played out much to my chagrin, but fortunately it's PUP and they delivered. They maintain their punk edge as they greet you with spiraling guitar leads, smashing drums that live and breathe energy, and of course, best of all, Stefan Babcock and all his vocal, shouty glory, and of course the lyrics that are laced with self-deprecation. In a way, that's sort of become PUP's calling card and brand recognition. Have you heard of that band PUP? Oh, the one with the angry Canadian guy shouting about how he's gonna kill someone if the tour doesn't do it first? Of course! The traits are intact and match perfectly with the album's title, Morbid Stuff. There's plenty of darkness dancing around in the catchiness, and the hooks with the strong backing vocals are here once again to make this feel like a cathartic, angry sing-along. I ran into an interesting conflict when it came to discussing my love for both The Dream Is Over and Morbid Stuff. It plays out in different ways. They're resilient, loud, and oddly fun in the same way much of the time, but I'd honestly argue that the lyric writing has stepped up in quality. The takedowns still feel like a mixture of bitter apathy mixed with black humor, but I'm feeling a stronger edge to them with an increased number of quotable one-liners that you'll instantly recall. On the other hand, the music, at least on a few cuts, feels slightly less engaging. I don't mind the brief changes of pace that songs like Scorpion Hill provide, it's just that they don't feel entirely at home in the context of the record. It's not just Scorpion though, they stuck to their guns and what they know best on the record, and occasionally that makes it slip into more forgettable ground that feels like something they've already covered. The good news is that Morbid Stuff rips 95% of the time, feeling as off the cuff and tattered as humanly possible, while still feeling well penned and perfectly timed. The band's chemistry is off the charts at this point, and that's a nice feeling to get when even the listener can pick up that these dudes have been playing and writing together for a decade with zero lineup changes. Ah, the elusive, impeccable album opener that sets everything into motion. This album actually has one in the form of the title track Morbid Stuff. Praise be to PUP. It's by no means the hardest hitting, nor is it even the partial restraint that If This Tour Doesn't Kill You opened the last album with. It's just a lingering, infectious tune that says, oh yeah, I'm listening to PUP, and this is about to knock my socks off. In fact, this album slaps from top to bottom, and I'm really impressed with just how well they executed everything and just how catchy, infectious, but also poignant this album is. For example, Kids balances well-executed gang vocals and irresistible catchiness, while full-blown Meltdown goes full-on aggressive punk while showcasing what feels like an actual mental breakdown right before our eyes. It opens up with a barrage of bass that might remind some of the Red Hot Chili Peppers' cover of Higher Ground before moving into and ending eventually with a bonfire of blazing guitars, which is an unexpected but a oh so fucking welcome twist. See You at Your Funeral leads the way as another one of the album's best cuts. Sarcasm and wit shine bright, and some of Stefan's best writing comes out here. The lines in the second verse describing an awkward grocery store encounter with an ex absolutely made me cackle, and in particular, the line, "But you know me, I've always been a little masochistic," absolutely just well done. Bravo, PUP. Bravo. Also working in that one's favor are the vocals, which are definitely sharp, but are also a little bit more loose than much of the record, and the drumming here even breaks their mold in a very good way. Now I need to give a little bit more of an explanation for my comments that I made earlier on Scorpion Hill, because while it does break the pacing of the record for me, it's not a track that I dislike. In fact, the slow, almost Western saloon start to the song is quite interesting. It's not like they don't kick in the saloon door with guns blazing after a minute, it's just that the intro and the outro, like I said, they kinda throw off the pacing of the album for me. Depression has been like a magnet to lead vocalist Stephen Babcock over the years, and I really feel like that's also helped him work out and channel his emotions through the music. Point in case, the absolutely stellar cut that floored me, Free at Last. The guitars rip hard with a solo to boot as this one rages on about receiving special treatment just because you're sad again. The replay factor here is massive, but then again, that's this record in general. Bare Hands is an alarmingly well-written representation of a breakup, and the sadness, the bitterness, the temptations that you feel in the months following said uncoupling, it's a very interesting cut that even if you can't relate to it, you can definitely still just feel the sting. The pun-based title Bloody Mary, Kate and Ashley caught my eye when I saw the track list, and it delivers a blistering rollick full of some of the most earwormy guitars and vocals I've ever heard from the Canadian lads. To quickly breeze through a few other tracks that I really did love, I think Sibling Rivalry hits like a live wire every single time, in addition to the awesome closure plus the ending moment City. Really, just listen to this album. Everything I've said up to this point, it's a recommendation. It's an overwhelming recommendation. Hear it for yourself. The Canadian punk rockers are 3 for 3 in my eyes. Something about them in many ways just keeps getting better. I love the satisfaction that I get while listening because, again, it's cathartic. Even if you don't relate to every line, sometimes that anger that is buried deep within us, it can be released and channeled through a song or an album like this, and PUP have delivered something great on Morbid Stuff. It's definitely an album of the year contender for me, and this is getting a 4.5 out of 5. Thanks so much for tuning into my review of PUP's album Morbid Stuff. Leave your thoughts on it in the comments section down below, and please drop a like on the video to show support for when I review smaller bands like this. Don't forget to check it out. There's a link in the description down below. If you want to see my review of The Dream Is Over, tap here. Another recent rock review, tap here. Socials in the description, and I'll see you soon for more on ARTV.